So, how do you commit? How do you commit to this new morning routine? That's what we're going to talk about today. It is day 5 of the 5-day morning challenge. You made it. If you're watching this video, it's because you have already gone through the entirety of this series and you're ready to close this thing on out. If you are watching this video for the first time and you have no idea what I'm talking about, turn around because you need to go through the rest of the challenge before you get here. This is the close, all right? We're going to talk about how we stay committed to our morning routines, our rituals, the practices that we create for ourselves. And so today is called Devote, right? Day 5 is the last D because you know I love alliteration. So we went through the diagnostic, discover, define, develop, and devote. So, what does it mean to devote yourself to something? Devotion is such a strong word. It's one of my favorite words, devotion. Devotion means to have love or loyalty or enthusiasm for a person, an activity, or a cause. So when we are deciding that we are going to devote ourselves to our morning routines, it's because we're ready to love it, right? That was a big part of the discovery and defining and developing what we want. So we're creating something that we genuinely love, that we care about, that allows us to do the intentional things, the nourishing things, the things that allow us to take care of ourselves, right? The things that create meaning. So if we did that, then I would hope that you start to love or love elements of what you've created. Because when we are devoted, we're far more likely to show up for it, right? So the goal is for us to create something that is like a little bit of magic. Now, depending on what you are experiencing in your life, your leadership, your work, or how you're trying to, do your best for all the many things that's going on in the world around us, it doesn't mean that every morning is going to feel like magic or every little thing that we do within our routine is going to be magical because there's also some deep work. A lot of us are here for personal growth and development, spiritual awakenings, and journeying, which means that there's going to be some deep work. There's going to be some analyzing. There's going to be some coming to terms with ways of being that may no longer serve you, that is kind of painful, that you could be, mad at yourself about, that you're trying to forgive yourself, you're trying to surrender. I mean, there's a lot that can go in, especially when we start journaling, when we start meditating, when we start doing, these more mindful and spiritual activities that allow us to connect to our higher selves and really start analyzing and creating space for who we were and who we're looking to become. So, whenever we're in that space, it's going to open us up, right? And we get to peel back the layers of ourselves like an onion. So, I say all that to say it's not always going to feel like butterflies and rainbows, but it's a necessary part of our becoming. It's a necessary part of doing the heavy lifting so that we are learning and growing and becoming that better version of ourselves. So that's the caveat. But at the same time, as you do that work, it'll start to feel good because you are uncovering, right? And that's key to our growth. And then we'll be happy that we overcame those mental and emotional, maybe even physical challenges, right? It's pushing us to do better, be better, and grow. And with that, that's where the magic really starts to happen. The magic is woven in all between the activities that we do and the growth that we experience. And so, if we are allowing ourselves to be devoted to it, now we can hold ourselves accountable to showing up for it every single day. Again, going back to day 4, it might not look the same every single day because I would have hoped that you made a couple of variations for yourself depending on the kind of mornings you have, depending, on your work schedule and caretaking responsibilities and own personal biological outcomes, right? So we're constantly creating, and it might not always look the same, but we are dedicated to doing something in our morning to be more intentional, nourishing, caring, and meaningful, right? So let's get into today's questions. If you signed up for the official 5 day morning challenge, which the link is in the description here. But if you have already signed up, you will have that email. This email should have gone already to your inbox. And so you can see all these questions laid out for you. So, question number one is: are you committed to the change that you seek? Are you committed to the change that you seek? In the discovery process, you wrote down what is it that you are looking to discover. And then you defined what some of those things look like and ways that you want to show up for yourself to do that work. But are you committed to the change? Right? Not just committed to the routine itself, committed to the change that you're looking to have by doing the routine. And so this is one of those things that I think you should just sit with. Like, take a deep breath, take a moment, and ask yourself, am I committed to the change that I seek? Really? And if I am, all right, it's time to get to work. So, question number two is: if the answer to number one is yes, how will you show up to the level of commitment that you seek? What will you do? What reminders will you set for yourself? What does accountability look like? A lot of the time, we need something or someone to hold us accountable, whether it is, our alarm clocks that we can set for different things. I'm an alarm person. I have to have like 5 different alarms go off, not necessarily to wake up, but even the nighttime routine, right? To tell me, okay, it's time for you to slow down. It's time for you to turn off the TV, to stop whatever it is that you're doing, to get in bed. I have to have like 15-minute incremental alarms to keep guiding me along to make sure that I go to bed on time, okay? Because I know that that's going to impact my morning. But what are you willing to do to show up for the change that you want to see? And how will your morning routine be shaped from this? So, reminders and accountability. Do you need someone, right? Do you need someone to partner with on this? We're going to do this together, and then show up for each other and do check ins, right? Or you can holler at me. You can holler at me, and I can hold you accountable too. So, who is it or what is it that's going to hold you accountable? And question number three is: what do you really need to support yourself through this season of change? Is it going to be the alarm? Is it going to be a person? Do you need a personal trainer, right? Do you need a coach? Do you need a therapist? Do you need what? And maybe you just need yourself to really show up for you. All right. So I want you to take a moment and reflect on those questions today, because tomorrow you get to start your morning routine. If you haven't already, you get to put everything that you've been working on this week and put it into motion. All right. But before you go, give yourself a pat on the back. I want to give you a virtual high five. And let me know in the comments of this video how this week has been for you, what your plans are, what you're thinking of doing, creating, because I would love to know. I would love to, again, like that comment, and that'll be my virtual high five back to you. And if you can, take a moment this morning to not only jot down the answers to these questions, but also give yourself a moment to be, to breathe, and to become. You've really put in the thought work around creating an intentional, right? Intentional, what is it? Nourishing, care driven, and meaningful morning routine. Thank you so much for joining me for the 5 day morning challenge. It's been such a pleasure to do this series for you, and I'm excited for what you build and what you create. I have a lot of really cool things coming down the pipeline, and one of them is a morning routine and ritual journal, one that I have been working on for some time. And so it's almost here. It's coming soon. So if you want to be one of the first people to know that it exists, please sign up on the wait list, and that is in this description. Thank you so much again. Tell a friend, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.